Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, it's good to see so many people waiting. Have you not else better to do this afternoon? This is really good.
Can you hear me? I've just joined. It's Gina from Age UK. I don't know whether it's working or not.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, Gina. We can
Oh,
see you as well.
oh, that's good. That's good.
I'll just give it a second and then we'll launch straight in, I think, because time's precious to us all, I think, isn't it? Just as an introduction, we've got our new project support, Janet Lee, who is supporting Michelle with the Volunteer Hub. So you'll be seeing a lot of Janet Lee if you go to the community forums and various other things that the Volunteer Hub are doing. Okay, we'll launch straight in. Shall we do a round of introductions, just so everybody knows who everybody is? And we don't normally do this, but I think it's quite good just because it's our first one in the new year, first one after Christmas. So I'll stop papping. My name's Tracy Noon. I'm the Operations Manager at People of Pendle and Rosendale Council for Voluntary Service. I've just introduced Janet. I'll just go across my screen. So Jill, you're next on my list.
Hello, everybody. Excuse me. I'm Jill Dixon from Pendle Council, Policy and Programmes Manager.
Thanks, Jill. Jodie?
I wasn't expecting it that quick then. I'm Jodie Roberts. I work as the Community Advocacy Manager with a charity called Advocacy Focus. First time coming through to the meeting. I do attend the Burnley ones usually, but our project, because it does cover all of East Lancashire, I wanted to come along to these meetings too. So thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome, Jodie.
Thank you.
Lisa Holden.
Yeah, I've not attended one of these before. It's usually Rachel, but I'm Lisa. I'm the Secretary and Trustee at East Lancashire Down Syndrome Support Group.
Fabulous. Thank you. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
Jane Cook.
Hiya, I'm Jane. I work for the Birchall Trust. I'm a trauma-informed wellbeing practitioner. So I'm new in the role and I'm also new to this meeting.
Welcome, Jane. We've got a lot of newbies today. That's why there's so many.
Thank you.
Gina Holt.
That's me. I'm also new to this meeting, so I work for Age UK Lancashire and I'm the Senior Support at Home Coordinator of the what was the Home Health Service, but we're now called Support at Home Service, and I'm based at Padiham Town Hall, but I'm currently sat at home working from home.
Fabulous. Thanks, Gina. Welcome. Kim. Sorry, Kim, did I wake you up then?
No. Sorry, trying to multitask and I can't do it. Must be a blow. My name's Kim Atkinson. I'm the complex case manager for the neighbourhood team in Pendle East.
Thanks, Kim. Christopher.
Hi, everyone. My name's Chris. I'm from FCMS. I'm the head of health checks and we're providing free NHS health checks across Lancashire. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. New Era.
Hi, good afternoon. It's Jo. I'm working at New Era in Burnley. I work in the office, so hello to everybody.
Hello, Jo. Lynn.
Hi. Sorry, I couldn't get onto my microphone then. I'm Lynn Lockett. I'm a care coordinator in the community. I'm working for the primary care network in Pendle West.
Fabulous. Thank you, Lynn. Pam. Oh, and James. James is poking his head around corner there.
Hiya, so I'm Pam Bailey, social prescriber in Pendle East, based in Cornell Centre, and here's Jim Bark.
Hello, James Smith, social prescriber in Pendle East. Just was having a few technical problems, so I'm on with Pam today.
That's okay, because she's far more IT savvy than you are, James.
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
I've demonstrated that this afternoon, Josie.
Thank you. S. Nuttall.
Hiya, I'm Sandra Nuttall. I'm an Admiral nurse with the Royal British Legion, and I'm here to do a little presentation about our service and hopefully stay involved. I'm very impressed as well with your membership list. I've been looking through it and thought, wow. So yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome, Sandra. And you're welcome to join us every time if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Danielle.
Hi everyone, I'm a Policy and Programme Officer at Pendlebury Council, working in Jill Dixon's team.
Fab. Thank you, Danielle. Dominic.
Dominic Cook, Action Northwest.
Child Action Northwest, if you didn't quite get that, you sounds a little bit dodgy there, Dominic.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what's going on.
That's all right. Amanda.
Hi everyone, Amanda Spavin, Lancashire County Council Community Projects team.
Thank you, Amanda. Nick from DWP.
Hiya, it's Nick Avery from Job Centre Plus. So I work across Burnley, Nelson and Rottenstall job centres. So here to find out more about what you're all doing to tell our customers. Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Thanks, Nick. Martin.
Afternoon, everyone. Martin from Burnley Football Club in the community, health and wellbeing.
Thank you very much, Martin. Gemma.
Good afternoon, Gemma Waterhouse, Team Manager for Neighbourhood and Communities, leading on the Family Hubs model in Pendle.
Fabulous. Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm the Debt Centre Manager for Christians Against Poverty in Burnley, Nelson and Colne, and Life Skills as well.
Thank you, Katie. Samantha? Is she there?
I'm here. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties. Hello, Samantha Blackburn. I'm from Lancashire Mind, and I'm working on a community mental health transformation project funded by the Integrated Care Board, bringing together improving communications between VCFSE and clinical mental health services. And so I'm for the Pennine area. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Salma.
Hello, social prescriber in Pendle West for another week, and then I'm moving across to Burnley from next week.
Yeah, she's going to be one of our community connectors in Burnley, is our Salma. You're returning, aren't you? Because you were community connector before you were a link worker.
Yes.
More about that later. So last but not least, Catherine from Carers Link.
Hello, yeah, I'm Catherine. I am the Communications and Fundraising Officer for Carers Link Lancashire. We support unpaid carers in all areas of East Lancs apart from Blackburn with Darwin. And if you can hear a snoring dog in the background, I apologise. We adopted a dog yesterday and he's settling in very nicely, so he's snoring next to me.
Sounds like he's comfortable.
Yeah. I just keep having to tell everyone it's not me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and welcome. Welcome. So first on the agenda, I've just got an apology from Catherine Ashworth from INT. She can't make it today, so she wanted to send her apologies. So Gina, you're first in the spotlight. So take it away, Gina.
So I just wanted to come today to just tell you a little bit about our service, what we do, what we offer. It's not all about cleaning, we're more of a wellbeing service now. So I've got a bit of a script because I'm not going to remember it all. So we support over 700 customers across Lancashire. We've got 70 plus support workers, and we'll be delivering 40,000 hours of support in this next financial year. The service is open to anybody in Lancashire that's over 50. It is unfortunately a chargeable service. We have to charge. It's £22.50 an hour, and it's a minimum of 1 hour a week or 2 hours a fortnight. But that time is for the person to do with whatever they will want the worker to do. There's no personal care and there's no medication, but it can be anything that they may want. We take people out, we take people shopping, we'll take people out for lunch, all different things. We are saying a lot more about wellbeing. Customers don't pay VAT on this because it's a necessity rather than a luxury. We try and support our customers by keeping them independent in our own homes so they can stay there, which reduces isolation and loneliness. A lot of our clients build up really good relationships with the workers, and they know when things aren't right. They report to me, they report to the family, so it's just another eye keeping a close eye on the elderly of Lancashire. It's the same person that comes every single time, but like I know care agencies may have lots of different people going in. We have the one person that goes in all the time, so they build up a really good relationship with them. And we give reassurance to the families that their loved ones are being checked on whenever they go. I had to safeguard a lady the other day, possible financial abuse, so we're keeping things like that as well. So in the last month, our colleagues have arranged for central heating to be fixed. We've taken people to GP appointments, we've fleed cats, we've taken them to the graves of loved ones, and we've been planting with them, taking them to garden centres and all different lots of social activities. What else have we got? So a bit of a case study. So we started with Daryl, when his wife died. He came onto our service. He's found solace in the companionship and assistance provided by one of our workers. And his feedback was, Kath really brightens up my week. She takes me to buy flowers and takes me to the cemetery to visit my wife. She sometimes takes me to the barbers too. She's marvellous and a whiz when cleaning and taking care of my home, but always makes time for a cup of tea, a good old chat and a game of dominoes. So we're not just about cleaning. And that's it really from me. But I can put my email address on the chat and my telephone number if anybody they feel may benefit from our service. We're glad to help, and we do have availability in Pendle and Burnley at the moment.
Please do, Gina. Please put your email address
Will
and
do,
your contact
will do.
details. And if there's anything that this goes for anybody, if anybody's got anything that they want us to whiz round Pendle, Burnley, Rosendale, we're more than capable of doing it. We can send it out to our groups and the forums that we're in. So if you've got any posters or anything, please do send them to us. Thank you, Gina. Has anybody got any questions for Gina? I'm looking and nobody's waving at me frantically.
Sorry, I was gonna ask. So you've got availability in Pendle and Burnley. Do you cover places like Penwitham?
We do. So the area that our Age UK Lancashire covers is like Ormskirk, Lancaster, St Anne's, Fowl and Wire, Penwitham, Preston. We kind of go as far as Lancaster and Skelmersdale. We're like all across.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks.
Anybody else? Any questions for Gina? No. Fabulous. Thank you, Gina. Thank you very much. And you're welcome. You're welcome to come along to these meetings if you like, and the Burnley one if you want.
Will do. Yeah. If you let me send me details when they are, and I'll make sure I come.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Thank you, Gina. Okay, so next in the spotlight, Sandra, you've got your wish.
Oh, I'm going to try to share my screen. Now then, I'm not used to Zoom. I'm more used to Teams. So
if I make you the host, Sandra, you should be able to share your screen.
Is that why it's saying sharing? Yeah. I need a request. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there you go.
So I should be. So if I get my if I get my presentation up.
Yeah. If you go to share, it's along the bottom of your screen.
Right. So I'm just trying to get it on PowerPoint where it. I think you're gonna have to look at it like that. It'd be more of a prompt for me. But let me just go back to you, and I'll try and share it now. There.
Don't worry if you can't, Sandra.
Right. share there. I think I've done it.
You have.
Yeah, can you see that? Wow.
Well, it says, oh, there we go. Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Right, so I'll just reduce that down. Right, so I'm Sandra. I'm a dementia specialist nurse. My background's mental health, and I've worked with older people in mental health services for a long time. Let me think. I want to say nearly 40 years I've spent working with older people, families of older people living with dementia. So that's my bag, that's my speciality. And I've become, so I'm semi-retired from the NHS. I've now worked 4 days for the Royal British Legion as an Admiral nurse. And Admiral nurses are all specialist nurses. Wait a minute, so it's not doing it. Right, there. So we're all registered nurses with a specialism in dementia. We're supported and governed by Dementia UK as well, who are also a specialist dementia nursing charity, and they're part funders. We use the Admiral Nurse model developed to support families of people living with dementia. I myself I'm in the team that covers the North West, Northern Ireland, and a little bit of, we cover into Greater Manchester and into Wales a little bit. We're sort of expanding as we speak, really. But we have teams right across the UK now, which is really good. We're a varied host of organisations, and who scope the Admiral nurse, and the role changes. So, for example, hospices now have Admiral nurses attached to their services. Now, as a host, they can change the role of the Admiral nurse to suit their service, if that makes sense. And of course, we're in partnership with the British Legion. They pay our wages. So we're community based, our particular team, and we support the wider armed forces community. So families of veterans, basically. A little bit about our expansion programme. So it's established in 2012 with 5 Admiral nurses and 2 administrators. Since then, regional cover has expanded, and post-pandemic, we've now got 7 teams. So we've got North West and Northern Ireland, that's myself, which includes the Isle of Man. We've got a team in the North East and cover Scotland as well. We've got Central East, Central West and Wales. So the whole of Wales, and then we've got the South East, South Central, right along the bottom of the coast, and the South West. So quite an extensive team coverage, really. We've got 1 national lead Admiral nurse and 1 deputy lead Admiral nurse. We've got 1 care home Admiral nurse, which is a fairly new post. I think he's been in post now about 18 months. He goes round to the Royal British Legion care homes, nursing homes, and supports the staff and carers, family members as well in those homes. We've got 7 lead Admiral nurses and 24 Admiral nurses within their lead team. And then we've got 1 administrator manager and 6 administrators. The skill mix is RMNs and RGNs. So we all used to be mental health nurses, but we've got a few general nurses as well within our teams. So the nurse service, we use a blended approach to casework, and it's needs led. So whatever the needs of that particular carer or family, where they need support in understanding dementia, maybe in where to go next. A bit, we tend to use signposting a lot for all the different services out there. We support family caregivers and people living with dementia with an armed forces connection. We use the Adult Carer Quality of Life questionnaire to try and target our support. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that tool, that assessment tool, but it gives us an idea of whether it's emotional support, whether it's more practical signposting, and it explores really the burden of care on a carer, family carer. we have casework guidance for the Royal British Legion and welfare colleagues. We have teams within the Royal British Legion that also casework, but it might be that there are no family members or family caregivers involved. So we help them to understand, again, what's out there, or maybe to understand some of the symptoms. We link in with the welfare service within the Royal British Legion, and sometimes they can help with financial difficulties, etc., by sourcing things like, I know I've heard recently of the Royal British Legion funding a specialist chair for somebody in a care home, a scooter for somebody else, a holiday for somebody else. So, you know, they can really help support financially from the charitable side of the organisation there. And we work with the family caregiver, and they're our main client and the person that will be referred for the support. So again, the Admiral Nurse Service is a family and relationship centred approach we use, and we work in partnership with other organisations as well. We use specialist assessment tools and evidence-based interventions. We promote and implement best practice, and you know, we can sort of explore those options. We keep in touch with research and the latest information that's available. And then, you know, sort of try to use that to demonstrate best practice for the caregiver. We provide educative support, and we can signpost people to, for example, the Alzheimer's Society, CRISP training, etc. We use a psychosocial intervention to help the carer to communicate more effectively with the person living with dementia. We liaise with other professionals and organisations as and when necessary. We case manage and coordinate. We support transitions into care. So, for example, a couple of my carers recently, their loved ones have gone into 24-hour care, and that transitional process can be feel quite overwhelming for families. So we help with that. Any post-diagnostic support that's needed. We help to manage comorbidities and frailty, and we help to access services and support other organisations, which includes, I touched on it earlier, the welfare service. So who do we support? Well, this can feel a little bit tricky, and I've got to admit that, you know, we don't always straight away identify whether the criteria is right for people to be referred into the service. So there's been some examples put forward here in this slide, and if you want, you can keep this for reference. It might be helpful. So if you're serving or have served in the armed forces, then your dependents and carers are eligible for help and support from the Royal British Legion, and the beneficiaries and dependents such as children, spouses and partners and carers are all eligible for support from us. So, for example, Mr. Smith is a Navy veteran. He's caring for his wife who has a dementia diagnosis, and the Admiral nurses would support Mr. Smith in his caring role for his wife. Yeah. We've got Mrs. Carr. She has a dementia diagnosis. Her husband was in the RAF. He's a veteran, but he died several years ago. Mrs. Carr is cared for by her daughter. Admiral nurses would support Mrs. Carr's daughter in her caring role because Mrs. Carr went on to develop dementia. We've got Mrs. Lever here, who's married and her husband is in the army. Mrs. Lever is caring for a brother who has young onset dementia. Admiral nurses would support Mrs. Lever in a caring role. And then the last example we've got is Mrs. Sims' first husband was an armed force veteran. They divorced and Mrs. Sim remarried. She has a dementia diagnosis now and is cared for by her second husband. The Admiral nurses would support Mrs. Sims' second husband in his caring role. So I hope that helps to clarify it a little bit better. But if you feel that there is somebody that you want to refer, you can always contact our Admiral Nurse support service, and they'll go through it in more detail with you. So we have an open referral route, and consent to being referred is always crucial. So the service supports a family caregiver with their consent. We have an admin team, and they again will verify service and service of the veteran. and it's centrally processed, so you can contact the admin support team to refer people with that email there, and then we've got a central telephone number as well. And that's the end of it.
Thank you, Sandra. Would you mind sending me those slides so we can send them round members?
I will.
For those that weren't here, because not everybody can come along to meetings all the time. So thank you for that. Anybody got any questions for Sandra? Kim?
Yeah. So Sandra, do you link in with the other Admiral nurses? You know, like Rachel at the hospice and the, forgot her name now, at Airedale.
Laura.
Laura, yeah.
I
So
do.
yeah, you all linking together.
Yeah, we've got a little support group going, just as 3 actually, but yeah, I think it's important really to sort of keep connected, because I do tend to refer people to the hospices. We've got East Lancs Hospice in Blackburn, Pendle side, and I find them a really useful service, really good. I get really good feedback from the carers when they go. Try that model isn't replicated right across the patch, to be fair. But I know Rosendale have got now a day for Rosendale Hospice now have a day for people living with dementia. Blackpool, the Trinity Hospice, they have support for people living with dementia and their carers. So it's getting out there is the model that I think it works really well in East Lancashire.
Yeah, it does work really well. I just wondered how you all linked in together, because obviously from us, we'd probably refer in to the hospice. And obviously we're getting from hospital, from Airedale, from Laura. So
yeah,
I was just thinking when we'd actually refer to you, do you know what I mean? We're having that.
If there's veteran status anywhere, then again, the family member, we're sort of one-to-one. I'm still involved with the people that go to the hospice if they're on my caseload.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but we're still like the one. I refer people as well to Laura. You know, if someone might get out, a lady who was living in Barnoldswick, her husband went into Airedale, and of course there's always that repatriation argument goes on, isn't there, from Airedale back over to East Lancs, and there was a bit of that going on. And Laura got involved with the gentleman because his wife was obviously finding communication issues with the ward, etc. So she was really supportive in that situation, and it helped.
Yeah, that's what makes the difference, isn't it? Building them links up with everybody so they don't fall down into them little gaps. Thank you.
Okay.
Jill, have you got a question?
Yeah, it's just that was really helpful. Thank you, Sandra. I'm just thinking, are you linked into Dementia Positive Pendle? It's not a group that I'm involved in, but I know some members on this call might be involved in the group already, but it just seems that there's obviously good links there that could be made locally as well.
Yeah, I know Kim and Catherine from previous roles I've done, but also it's on a Wednesday, I believe, and a Wednesday I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's my part-time, so I don't get to access those. Am I right? Is it on a Wednesday? Yeah. So I thought this one would be ideal. If I can carry on to attending this one, it'd be great for us. Yeah.
Of course you can.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tracy.
Of course you can. I think Dementia Positive Pendle is on the contact list, so it might be as well just making contact, even if you can't go along to their meetings. It might be as well just to
I can send the presentation, and I can send the leaflet. We've got a new leaflet as well. I'll send you the leaflet so you can print it out. And
we have a meeting this week, Sandra, so I can ask if you could be added to mailing list, and then you could, because Rachel attends the meetings at Dementia Positive Pendle, so I'm sure minutes could be forwarded to you, and then you could pick anything up from that, couldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Fabulous. That's what it's all about, People of Pendle. So anybody else got any questions for Sandra? No, I'm trying to look at you all. No, nobody's waving at me frantically. No. Thank you, Sandra. You're more than welcome to come along to these meetings. You'll see how they go now. So we'll move swiftly on then. Thank you, Sandra, for that. Pendle Health and Wellbeing Partnership update. I usually throw this at Jill. If you don't mind, Jill, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. The last meeting then was the 16th of December. So this group hasn't met since then. So I'll just give a quick update from that meeting. I should say that Tracy needs to be thanked for chairing that meeting, because our chair, Irfan Chowdhury, who's from PCN West, was unable to make it. So Tracy stepped in very last minute and did a sterling job of chairing that meeting. So thank you, Tracy.
Any excuse to perform, Jill, you know me.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so on the agenda, we had the Lancashire South Cumbria Foundation Trust strategy. So they came along just to update about their strategy for 2024 to 27. They're really keen to engage with partners around how they can work better in partnership around 4 key aims. So that's around best possible care, joy and pride in work, value for money, and improving health. And I think we did say at that meeting, Tracy, that they'd be invited to come to a future People of Pendle group meeting, just to see if there's any partners that want to link in with the work that they're doing. So maybe if we just put that down as a future agenda item, that'd be good. There was an ICB update. So this is the Integrated Care Board. So we have representatives from from the ICB that attend the Health and Wellbeing Partnership. So they talked a bit about the plans for the Lancs East ICB. There was also a Lancashire Place Partnership meeting in December, which we attended, the Pendle attended, because there was a focus there on the East. So all the East partnerships were invited to give an update to the Lancashire Place Partnership meeting to demonstrate where they're up to and to show alignment with the work that's happening at a place partnership level. There was an agenda item around the LCC Public Health update. So we had someone there from Public Health who just gave an update on the commissioning priorities, really, for LCC Public Health. We have requested that to help us better understand all the commissioning activity that's happening in Pendle, it'd be really helpful to have a breakdown of all the spend of the LCC Public Health initiatives in Pendle. So we've got an idea of what services are being commissioned to whom, and the areas that they cover. So we thought that would be helpful in sort of better understanding, having a comprehensive overview of all the funding streams for public health services in Pendle. There was also an update on the Pendle Partnership. So I think we mentioned at the last People of Pendle meeting, sorry, there was there's going to be a Pendle Partnership being formed. This is basically a strategic partnership, and it's all the strategic leads from all of Pendle's thematic groups and network. So on there you've got like the chair of the Community Safety Partnership, you've got the chair of Pendle Vision Board, which is the Economic Growth Board, you've got the chair of Nelson Town Deal, and you've got the chair of the Pendle Health and Wellbeing Partnership. So as I say, it's all the key leads for the Pendle for Pendle partnerships, and they're all coming together to look at how they can work better together across the different partnerships and see whether there's synergy in with the aims and visions that they're all working to, and seeing if we can have like a united vision for Pendle, which all thematic partnerships are signed up to. There is another meeting for the Pendle Place Partnership planned for the 7th of Feb, which I believe Tracy, either yourself or Christine, will be attending that from CVS. So as I say, that'll be the partnership that oversees the partnerships for Pendle. There was an update on the system leadership. So again, a few of you were involved in the two half-day workshops that were held last November that were facilitated by Together an Active Future. So this was around system leadership and what we need to do within the system to create change. So there was more of a focus on physical activity within the sessions, just because that's obviously the background of Together an Active Future. But the principles and everything apply to all these wicked issues that we're trying to address around health and well-being. So to follow that up, there's a working group that's been set up. So, and again, some of you may have been involved in the first meeting that we had of that working group, but basically as a follow-up from the half-day sessions, this Pendle Network for Change group has been set up. So it met in December, just before Christmas, and the next meeting of that is the 13th of February. And as I say, the purpose of that group is very much to look at where we need to what we need to change within the system to help deliver on health and well-being. So the meeting on the 13th of February will cover the health and well-being action plan and look at what are the challenging issues within the system that need to be addressed to ensure that we're able to deliver on the health and well-being plan. So as I say, that's going to be the focus for the February meeting. There was also an update on the Healthy Weight Declaration. So the partnership has agreed to sign up and adopt a Healthy Weight Declaration. So they've agreed in principle to that. So there was a health and well-being, there was a Healthy Weight Declaration workshop that was held in November. And that was something that Danielle pulled together. And Danielle's working on this now to take this forward. Now that there's been a commitment to adopt this at the partnership level, there's going to be a task and finish group that's going to be set up to sort of to oversee the Healthy Weight Declaration. There's going to be a workshop, a further meeting planned before the next Health and Wellbeing Partnership meeting on the Healthy Weight Declaration, with the view to having a draft declaration presented to the next Health and Wellbeing Partnership for sign-off. But obviously it's not just about producing a declaration and signing up to the declaration. It's then about looking at the actions that are required to deliver on that declaration. But as I say, there'll be a task group set up to help deliver that piece of work. Then there was some discussions around the funding proposals, but no doubt Tracy will update you on those because they're in relation to the CVS projects. I think that was mainly it. Tracy or Danielle, have you got anything further you want to add for the update?
I don't think so. Thanks, Jill.
No, I was just going to say thank you. You covered everything. I was just going to say regarding the Healthy Weight Declaration, quite a few of you were probably involved in the workshop, but if anyone is interested in working on that task group around putting together a Healthy Weight Declaration for Pendle, just drop me an email. I'm looking for volunteers.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Danielle. The only thing that I would add, and I ask this at every meeting, just for those of you that are new, Jill and I attend the Pendle Health and Wellbeing Partnership, and we will take along any themes that are emerging from, everybody that you deal with. You're out there in the community supporting people, and there will be themes that come through. For instance, we've had, Jodie from Advocacy Focus brought up that there was a lot of homelessness, and fuel poverty was on the rise again, and we've had young people's mental ill health spiking, and the support services surrounding that. So we can take that along and feed that into the Health and Wellbeing Partnership. So that might come out as you're giving your updates. You might not want to go, yes, we're having this issue or whatever. But if there's anybody got a burning desire to feed something up to the Health and Wellbeing Partnership, please do let Jill or I know. I'm going to move on now to, I'm just going to give an update. It'll be updates from everybody. So this is a chance for everybody to share information. Jo's had to leave from New Era, and she's put some information in the chat there. So anybody who hasn't got the chat up, it'll be in the notes, and you'll be able to see it on screen when we put the recording up onto YouTube. Gemma also has had to go to another meeting, and has put some information on the Family Hub Partnership meeting on the 11th of February. So if you'd like to have a look in the chats there, I will just, as I'm in charge, I can. I'll just give our update really quickly. We are starting a new project linked to our Volunteering for Health and Community Hub, and that's Volunteering for Health. And it's working with NHS charities to develop a volunteering procedure for the NHS charities to use with their volunteers. And it'll just give them a base, a foundation. So we're working on that. Christine, our CEO, is involved in lots of different things, such as transforming community care reference group, whole system data sharing and digital referrals with Lancashire and South Cumbria Foundation Trust. She's involved at that level in a lot of different things. The Adult Social Care Transformation Fund. Oh my God. We are still waiting. No wonder Jill's laughing. We're still waiting for confirmation, the rubber stamp. Everybody's got bored of this now. We have had to pause our recruitment of the Adult Social Care Community Connectors because they've not rubber stamped it. And it is apparently some issue with a word or two in the agreement or contract or whatever you want to call it. And for me, change the word. Does it matter? Anyway, it's not my decision to make. So it is now, hopefully. I mean, this was last July, were it, Jill? Were it last July?
It was, yeah.
When we started talking about this, I mean, people don't believe us that this is actually going to happen, that it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's meant to happen this financial year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen now until next financial year. But hey ho. So I will keep you posted on that. The 13 groups were successful with Eric Wright funding in 2024, and 15 were successful for RCB funding. We really struggled to get rid of the funding in Pendle. We don't know why. We don't know whether groups just don't want to ask for support. Our group support's been out there asking questions, and they've said we're okay as we are, but we're not sure that they are. So, you know, even a little bit of funding can help some of the really small groups to pay for the venue for a full year or whatever. All that funding is now spent, and we are again awaiting confirmation of 2025 funding for RCB. We are 80% sure that we're going to get it. If we don't, and I've been really open and honest in all meetings that I've been to since the new year, if we don't get the RCB funding, we will lose all our connectors, and the small groups will really struggle, and consequently the link workers will struggle to find groups to refer into. However, sunshine on the horizon. Eric Wright funding will begin again later this year, so there will be some funding there for small groups, as well as the Community Cohesion and Resilience funding. That's a new fund. Another one that we're waiting for, aren't we, Jill? We're waiting for it to be stamped. We're waiting for it, but that will be opening soon. So watch this space. Just a little bit of information from us. We have personal health budgets for adults and for children. We're working closely with Community Mental Health Team and CAMS, the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services, and we provide funding for individuals. So if you know of anybody, any of you services that know of anybody, please refer them into our social prescribers and community connectors, because they can also refer in for the individual funding. And it's for things like gym membership or equipment for a hobby and things like that. It's to help with mental health and well-being. Our children and families, social prescribing for children and young people, we're still only able to provide it in Pendle West, so that's Brayfield and Nelson, because Pendle West PCN have been they're at the forefront, and they've said yes, let's fund it. It's a gap, so let's fund it. But we're unable to provide that service for Pendle East. So Colborne, Oswick, Earbay, unfortunately, we can't provide that service for them. We're continuing to try and influence. Our bid for Children in Need was unsuccessful, which annoyed me, but it was because they had limited funds, and we are not a specialist provider because we provide a lot of different services for a lot of different people. So I'm still talking to PCNs, Lancashire County Council, anybody that will listen to me, and I keep mentioning this at every meeting that I go to. CVS are 90 this year. We started up in 1935. We will be calling on all of you to give us either a comment or a sentence, or if you're willing to be filmed as an interview, we would be very happy. Just a short interview that we can put together and put on our social media to say, just to celebrate that we've been around for 90 years. I will shut up now. There's a couple of other things, but I'll put them in some notes. And I will pass over to you. So, Jodie, you're first on the list. Sorry.
I don't mind. Yeah, so I briefly said already, didn't I, that I work as the community advocacy manager. So our project has been going a year in February. February the 1st. That's 12 months since we opened a hub, which is directly in the centre of Burnley. But the project itself covers across all of East Lancashire. So advocacy kind of can be split into two parts. So you've got statutory advocacy for individuals who are sometimes detained underneath the Mental Health Act or something along those lines, that they require a statutory advocate by law, and they are usually sent into service by social workers or a team that's involved with them. The community project itself, we work with individuals for whatever they need an advocacy need for. So that can be things like benefits, employment, housing. It can be things like assistance with form filling. PIP applications is a massive big one at the moment because there's a lot of charities that charge for that service. We don't charge for that at all. So for the hub itself, we run this Monday. I'm down here now, that's why I'm saying this. Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays we're open 10 till 2. And we also have the service outside of that where we visit individuals directly into their homes. We do a lot of outreach as well. We actually go down to Pendle Food for All once a month. That's our Pendle service that we've got running at the moment. But if you'd like to find out more, I'll pop my email in the chat. Please do feel free to give me a call or set up something. I'll have a little bit of a chat with you more about what we do. That's us. Thank you.
Fab. Thank you, Jodie. Jane, have you got anything? You don't have to have anything, by the way. Just, it's an opportunity.
Oh, I was going to say, because I am new to the role.
No problem.
So I work for the Birchall Trust, which is a charity that supports people who've experienced sexual abuse, rape, or sexual violence. And it looks at, so they offer wellbeing first to kind of get the client grounded, because if they've got any housing issues or whatever issues are going on there or anything, so just to get them grounded and settled, ready for the counselling. I'm a qualified counsellor, but I'm working in the wellbeing role for now. And they've just really just set up over this side in East Lancs. So we're normally based over in the Lakes, Cumbria, that's where it started. And they're branching out here over in the East Lancs. So we are basically looking for rooms to deliver our service from. So I don't know if anyone could help with that. I know my colleague has managed to get a couple in Burnley. I'm looking for Blackburn with Darwin and Preston. So that's me really on that service.
Fabulous, considering you didn't have anything to say, Jane. You said quite a lot there. Thank you. So
Okay.
Gina, I'm going to miss you out because you've had your 10 minutes, if that's all right. I'll do the same with you as well, Sandra. Kim, have you got anything that you want to update on?
No, just continuing working with everybody and building them links, same as always, really. There's nothing any different.
She makes it sound so easy, don't you, Kim? Thank you. Chris?
Hello. I think I've been in a couple of times now, and unfortunately this week I leave this post. So this will be my last time in this group, unfortunately. I'm moving to another department in FCMS. So obviously here to talk about NHS health checks, which we've been doing since the 1st of April. I'll put some details in the chat now, but I do recognise some faces in the group as well, to which I've already linked up, which is great. So I'll put the details in the group, and as I said, this is for NHS health checks. It's a free service which is provided across Lancashire on behalf of LCC. If you've got any questions or anything like that, please drop us an email. If I don't see or hear you, I also wish you all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. If we'd have known it were your leaving party.
I know. I was expecting a cake.
Fabulous. Thanks, Chris. And all the best for your future role.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Pam, James. Have you got anything to update on, guys?
I was reading the chat thing, Dorothy. I was just looking at the Advocacy Focus thing. I think we're just ticking on, really. Sort of walking football's going really well. We're hoping to get the croquet back in the spring, but we're working on that. Yoga for Wellbeing's fantastic. Got a really nice core group in Barnoldswick, and that's moved to Cone and Airby now, which is building up, which is really good to see. That's been a really good outlet for people who are struggling. Butterflies is carrying on in its own chaotic manner, but we've got a nice little team of volunteers together, and I think was that ladies group you
The sisterhood.
The sisterhood.
Yeah, we have quite a few going to that from Citadel. A few of my clients together, they're all kind of interested in one thing, so we've created a little group for that. So yeah, it's going really well. Things in common as usual. Yeah, all good.
Good stuff. Sounds great. If you need any help with any of the groups, give us a shout, won't you?
Will do. Definitely, Tracy. Thank you.
Fab. Thank you both. Danielle.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Just to say, we are starting to look at putting together the Easter half programme. So for anybody that doesn't know, that's the holidays, activities and food programme that we run in the holidays with schools and with County Council for our vulnerable children. So we are asking providers that are interested in running holiday clubs to complete an expression of interest for us. Anyone that's interested in that, there's details on our Pendle Council website, or they can just drop me an email and I can send them out the documents to complete an expression of interest if they wanted to look at running an Easter club. And the only other thing I wanted to mention, which some of you probably already know about, is I received an invitation today for People's Assembly. So that is an event. It seems to be sort of a community day, sort of a fun day, held at Pendle Rise. It is on the 1st of February. I'm flicking up and down on this poster, from 1 till 4 p.m. There's various things happening, some stalls, a talkie-walkie, we can have a conversation, give your opinion on things, games, a herbalist and music, and that's hosted, I think, by In Situ. So yeah, that's just for anybody that wants to sort of attend that and sort of have a look at what's happening at Pendle Rise. And that's me.
Fabulous. Thank you, Danielle. Jill, have you got anything else you want to add?
Just that infant mortality was also raised at the partnership meeting, at the last partnership meeting, and there is a meeting that's set up. I know Gemma's dropped off the call now, but she set up a meeting in February, the end of February, I think it is, to discuss what we can do as partners in Pendle to look at infant mortality. If people are interested in that, if you could just let me know and I can share the meeting details with you.
Thanks, Jill. Yeah, I can't go to that. I'm going to have to give me apologies, unfortunately. I might ask somebody else if they can go. Thanks, Jill. Katie.
Hi, yeah, still seeing lots of clients at home, in their homes. For those of you that don't know about CAP, we're a debt support charity but we do home visits. So we visit people inside their homes to help them with debts, and we'll also help people with budgeting as well. And we're running budgeting courses. We're running our next lot of life skills, but we're doing our next life skills course at Elisha House. They've contacted us to see if we would go and work with their the men that live in Elisha House, because obviously a lot of them are in there in recovery, and they're wanting to obviously go back out into their homes and the communities and haven't got those skills. So we're going to be running that with Elisha House, and then running another one straight after it that we can incorporate more people from the community within that. But yeah, and the way that you refer into us, for any of the, well, I'll put my details, or my details are out on the stuff that goes out, but to refer to the debt help, it's an 0800 number that I can put in the chat, and it's self-referral. People can just give us a ring. We're saying we'll come round to somebody's house, and it's all done face to face from the very beginning to the very end of the work that we do. It's very supportive, the work we do. And we're looking at expanding as well, getting another debt coach in. We're currently booking into March at the moment. But just to say, if you have somebody that phones up and they're getting booked in March, we're seeing them before. So I've already seen all my February clients already, and we're not leaving people till then. But we're hopefully going to bring somebody else in to do another couple of days a week with us. And we're looking at setting up a job club as well as part of the life skills, that they'll flow into each other, which is one of the other things that CAP are involved with. We're just meeting next week to get that all finalised out. I think that just, yeah, sorry, just blurt those information out.
Thanks, Katie. Thank you very much. Dominic.
Hiya. No updates, nothing to report.
Fabulous. Thank you very
Listening.
much.
Thank you.
Saving us time, Dominic, aren't you? Thank you very much. Sal, have you got anything that you want to tell the group?
Just the memory cafe is still ongoing on a Monday every fortnight from Briarfield Library. It's well attended, but if you know of anyone that could do with some dementia support or a break, feel free to send them along.
Fab. Thank you, Sal. Samantha.
Hello, just a quick one from me. So we're delivering a few virtual events this month and next. The one for this month is actually on Wednesday, and we have invited, and I'll put my email address in, so if you don't have an invitation, I'll forward one to you, VCFSC organizations and representatives from clinical mental health services. So the first one, we've got a presentation by Jason Thompson of Spring North, who's going to go through some of the tips and hints of how to go about funding, no matter what size your organization is. And then the second part of the session is we're going to discuss in groups, challenges, and some of the suggestions and supports that we can use to help each other. In terms of the challenges that are coming up, we're feeding these back to the Integrated Care Board, so they can see what a challenging situation VCFSC organizations are in with their getting funding that is ongoing. So this project I'm working on ends at the end of March. So I think a lot of us are in the same boat in terms of, short funding windows for applications, and just increased competition for funding. And so we're going to have a conversation about that. And the next ones, which are going to be in February, are around staff training. So staff training around supporting people with an increased level of need with their mental health who are accessing VCFSC organizations, which is something which came out of the work that we did last year as one of the key themes that came up with the organizations we were consulting with last year on this project. I think that's it for now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I won't go into the lived experience work we're doing. We're putting together a guide, but that can be for next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Sal. Sarah.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, sorry, I missed the beginning of the meeting. I'm Sarah Johnston, Pendle West INT Coordinator Support. Catherine, I know I've given apologies because she's away on annual leave. No real updates from us, just continuing to work really closely with the social prescribers, care connectors and link workers that we've got based in our office. So, yeah, busy.
Fab.
But
Thank
nothing
you,
else
Sarah.
to update, really. No, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Catherine, last but not least. She's still there. She might not still be there. No, okay. Don't worry, Catherine, if you come back. Okay, well, do you know what? When we start that, I always think we're not going to be on time. We're not going to be on time. I'm going to have to shut people up. But we're always on time. In fact, we've got a minute to spare. So well done, everybody. Thank you so much for engaging, being, contributing. You make people of Pendle. So thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of your afternoon. If you've got any information that you want to send out, please do send it to me or our Lorna, and we'll get it out there to everybody. If you want a spotlight at the next meeting, to have your 10 minutes just to yourself so you can tell us all sorts of stuff about your organisation, please do give me a shout and I'll put you on the agenda if I can do. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of your afternoon. Go and do something nice for yourselves. Go make yourselves a brew. You've worked really hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.